What's up guys, I'm PawsBuild and welcome to this ethical Jurassic Park series in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The goal for this series is to recreate Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar with the same dinosaur species and the number of dinosaurs featured in the movie, but creating the park with a strong focus on the dinosaurs' welfare, getting all the dinosaurs' habitats to be exactly what they want, and hopefully not losing too many guests along the way. This park is built in sandbox mode, but with all the economy and research settings turned on, so we'll have to build a park from the ground up that functions properly and brings in enough money to sustain itself. Details of the sandbox settings are in the description. I hope you enjoy this first video where we set up the park infrastructure and release our first dinosaurs into the park. Now the first thing we need to do is put an arrival point, and I'm going to continue as Jurassic Park did and put it right by the beautiful waterfall. So let's go into operations and then grab our arrival point. I'm going to whack this in here. Now one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit shift to turn on angle snapping, and then when we rotate the building with Z and X, it rotates in these neat grid lines that we can use for the rest of our park. Just because I'm doing this because I like it, and it keeps a nice consistent grid that we can build with. And then I'm going to build a path and start building out. I'm going to use the standard path right from the get-go with this. We could use, I tell you what, I'm going to use the classic standard path to keep it in the Jurassic Park theme, obviously. And I'm going to build out here, and I want it to come down here eventually, so I might angle off already. Now that's a good entrance point. We're going to need some guest facilities in here and other bits, but for now I want to build a bit. This is our entrance. I want this to be a guest area, and then I want more of like a control area for our staff over here. That's like more into the park, because we've got the rest of the park over here, and I don't want everyone crammed in here and then having to race out in order to get there. So let's put our control center. We've got the visitor center, which can be our control center. Let's whack our visitor center in here though for our guests, because we do want them to experience the full Jurassic Park visitor center. So I'm going to put this kind of pride of place right here, and we can have a nice entrance to it, and then they can go into the park however they wish from there. I'm going to connect this up with two nice curving paths. I'm hitting shift to get the curve, and then I'm going to go back to the straight paths to connect them. That's better. I much prefer that. Okay, now that's connected there. We will need power as well, but you can see everyone's connected, so everyone's happy. Now, the only other building I'm going to place right now is the Science Center, and I'm going to move this over here into our employee section. And I'm going to have that be right here. That's our Science Center, and I'm going to have this be on the classic facility paths. I'm going to distinguish staff areas and guest areas with these paths. They're going to be on a nice grid, which we're going to align over here. I want this path to continue through here, and then I want the facility path to just join like this. There we go, it's all connected. It's going to need power. At the start, you need to use backup power because we have no other alternatives. They all unlock with research, which is the next thing we're going to do. So I'm going to whack some power in over here. I'm going to put this kind of centrally in our operation center. What are we going to call it? Oh, I like operation center. But now we've got science as well. Now we do need some scientists. Now we've got their building, we do need them. It's a pretty ugly building, isn't it? Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Let's get some scientists. So if we recruit scientists, we can see they've all got 3 skills, and they all cost different amounts, and they have different ongoing costs as well. Now they should probably all be level 1 scientists. Yeah, these are all level 1. We will get level 2, level 3 scientists as we carry on, but at the start we're just going to be level 1 scientists, and the main thing I'm looking for at the minute is logistics. I want them to be good at logistics because that's what we're going to use to unlock new research primarily for our buildings, and to also go on expeditions and dig up some dinosaur fossils that we can use. Now they've also got skills. This reduces the cost of research. I really like that because we have so much research to do. So I'm going to get her and recruit her now. Manya. Let's recruit. She's quite expensive, but we can take it. We can take it. I do want some cheaper people if possible too. The generalist is quite good because especially early on, they have quite good stats in everything. So I'm tempted to get them. And we haven't got any specialists yet in anything. Reducing the cost of expeditions would be great as well. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Liam for his logistical powers. He's quite expensive up front, but he's going to save us a lot in the amount of expeditions we're going to need to do. And then I'm going to hire a third scientist, which is going to be our generalist over here, Yardley. Right, now I've got our three scientists. There they are. Now we're going to need to do expeditions to get fossils, which we're going to turn into dinosaurs, which are going to pull the guests in. That's kind of the order of how things go. So in order to get fossils, we need to build an expedition center. So I'm going to put this in next to our science building. I'm going to put it in the same complex. I'm going to have it about... Tell you what, if I continue this path along, I can see where I want it, can't I? So what we're going to do is move our expedition center to the other side and have it over here. And we can connect this up like that. And there we go. That's all connected still. It's still within the power range. Everyone's happy. That's what we like. And once this is built, we can actually go on expeditions. Now, we won't have any guests yet. We could even close the park for now. We could close it. I'm going to leave it open. I am going to change the name of some of these because I hate that it numbers some of the buildings that don't need numbering. Like, we only have one arrival point. We only have one visitor center. You know, we don't need loads of them. But it sounds like our expedition center is done. So let's go on an expedition and try and get some fossils. If we go into our expedition map, we can find our first dinosaurs. And we have some options here. Of the ones that they had in the original Jurassic Park movie, we only have Dilophosaurus available to us right now. So that is the first dinosaur we're going to get. And that's going to be the opener of our park. Let's go for the cheaper expeditions. And you can see that we need 3 logistics skill to do this expedition. We can send, I think... 3, yes, we can assign 3 scientists to this expedition. And you'll see if we add more people and exceed the skill required, it takes off even more time. So I'm tempted to put at least those 2 on this research. We could put all 3. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm just going to put all 3 of them on it and make it even quicker. And you can see that it costs much less when this one's employed. So let's put him on. Let's get our whole team going out, get some Dilophosaurus fossils for us, and that'll start ticking away now. They've got 1 minute 25, and they'll have the first batch ready for us. We do need to build an actual enclosure for when they get here. So let's put a hatchery in. We're going to put one of these in for each habitat, and I think the thing is the Dilophosaurus are kind of a pain in the backside in that they are very very prone to escaping, I guess we'll call it. So we want to make sure we have them close to our ranger teams. And that's the last operations building that we haven't put in, is our response facility. This is the building that's going to send out ranger teams to basically look after our dinosaurs and also the capture teams if any of them escape. Now I'm going to put this here because I think this leaves enough space from the rest of our area here. And then I'm going to connect this path along this way. And that way we can keep this area kind of separate over here. Put in a nice path through. There we go. We've got a little area there. I think that's good. That should give us the response team points out this way. So you can see we've got the cars here. Look at them, the little Jeeps. We can actually change the skins of these depending on what we have, what DLC you have, and things like that. So we could have the Lost World ones, or we can have worn Jurassic Park. We're going to go for the flashy, brand spanking new 1993 vehicles. And again, we've got the beautiful helicopter, which I just love. And this one's come back, which means our expedition team is back. So let's look in the fossil section and see what they found. They've got an arthropod fossil we can sell. We've got another one we can sell, and they've got some osmium we can sell. So that's pretty much paid for the whole dig anyway. Probably like 4 times over. Our cash is looking good. Now we can fill up the extraction slots here. We can unlock more in the future, but for now, we've only got these available to us. So I'm going to fill up. The amber one is going to be the best. That's 3. And then we've got a 1 and a 2. I think we can just do all of these in one batch. Yes, we can. So let's assign scientists to it. And this is going to require the genetics skill. So we can let's put the cheaper research and the generalist on this. And you can only have 2 people doing this one. And start that. It's going to be $50,000 to do that as well. Making dinosaurs is very expensive. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. So it's good that we've got this level of bankroll behind us. We'll be okay. Look how cool the little arrival point is as well. I've never noticed the hedges. I love the attention to detail they have with these pieces. They look really nice. And we are going to spice up this entrance as well. For now, though, we need to continue making our enclosure. So let's put the hatchery in. And I think I want to have the Dilophosaurus on this side over here. And this, like, area we've got. I don't want it to be too big. So let's put the actual hatchery here. Let's put a classic facility path branching off of this. And then we can attach our enclosure in line with this. Ooh, and it doesn't line up very nicely to what we have. So I'm gonna click shift again, and then we can manually adjust and kind of get it to line up. I think that's pretty good. I'm just gonna hit the delete key, and then the delete key is the quick way to hit the demolish button basically, and demolish whatever you want. This is gonna need power too, unless we can research some power options. But we need our scientists to do that, and at the minute they're focused on doing the fossils and getting them ready, and expeditions. Now I'm going to put a fence in, and I want this. I don't want it to be too close because we're going to have viewing areas that our guests can see them, and I want this path to get wider as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a viewing gallery to kind of be our guide on this. And I want this to line up with the path, which I think it does. I think this is a line, so I'm going to move this forward and probably put it about here. Give like an arrow's distance. And we're going to move it along to about there so it can get a good viewing range, a viewing like radius. And then we're going to want this to be standard path actually. So I've put the wrong path in. So instead of deleting it, I'm just going to hit the replace on, and I can just click the path. And there we go. There is a replace brush that you have to cycle through to get back to replace off, which is a little bit strange, but hey ho, could be worse. And then we have kind of a guideline for where we want this to go. Now we can see this is going to go here. We can do curved fences as well. I always find I waste so much of my time trying to make the curves nice though. I'm just going to do straight fences on this because it's too much of a pain. It doesn't like this either. Let's have this come out here and then connect that up like that. There we go. Now we've got, this is only a small electrified fence, so it's not very strong. We do need to bear that in mind. I'm going to have this run a bit longer actually. Have this come up here and then go along like this. I think this is going to be more than enough space for the Dilophosaurus. In fact, I kind of want it to be a little narrower if anything. Well, we're making them ethical, aren't we? We're trying to make them as high in dinosaur welfare as possible. So they don't need this much space, but I'm going to give it to them because, you know, that's what we're going for. Let's move this along here now and probably connect it up like that. That seems good to me. That's a very nice large paddock for them. Now we've done our fossils, so we can actually see, if I go into the hatchery building, we'll be able to see that we have 73%. That was amazing. We've got 73% of the genome now for the Dilophosaurus. However, that's not what we want. That's not everything. We want to go back and try and finish it off if we can, because we want to try and get that number as high as possible, essentially. Let's do the same. Let's do the cheaper expeditions and the generalist. Let's put those 2 out on it. Now, I'm not sending everyone, and that's just because I'm a little bit conscious of this bar we have here. You can see there's 5 stages. Essentially, you're allowed to assign scientists to 5 tasks before they need to rest. And one of the tasks we need to do is to build the stuff the staff room where they can actually do the resting. So we need to make sure that gets done. And I don't want to use them up and get them all exhausted before then. Otherwise, they might quit on us. Now, let's see if we can keep this on angle snap. And if it aligns. See, it doesn't. No. Okay. I always start with the best intentions to have a fully aligned park, and it never quite goes to plan. I'm going to put a backup generator on this. We can always leave these backup generators anyway when we do have better power, better power options, but they're just backup generators. So they won't be used unless you actually need them to. And the numbering of these is so annoying because the second you place one and then move it or something, they move on to the next number. And it's like, no, it's the second one. This is hatchery 1 because I clicked on hatchery and then didn't place one. So let's put another viewing gallery in here as well. I think we could have 2 to fully cover this area. And I'm going to put that about here. There we go. This is a pretty good view. And all of this will be powered because it's all connected with the electric fences, thankfully. Now, while we wait for them to arrive, it might be worth us just looking at the research we want to get. Now, the first research we want to get is in infrastructure, I believe. Yes, it's the staff center here. And we need 3 logistics to be able to do this. We've only got 2 right now. So that's going to be the first thing we do when we get back. I'm going to come off the screen because it's not going to carry on while I'm there. And I'll just let time pass until we've done this one. Okay, they're back. That's perfect. There they are. Now, as soon as they land, I'm going to set them on some research. I want them to research the staff center so they can chill out and enjoy themselves. And I'm going to put the 2 that aren't as overworked on it. So that should... This one is also cheaper research. So we need to make sure we put her on all of them that we can because she's taking 30% of the cost of the research away. So that's just saved us $30,000 already on the first one. So yeah, I would keep an eye out, especially in the early game, for those that have cheaper research or cheaper expeditions, because it can keep your costs a lot lower. And dinosaurs is an expensive business. Now, can the generalists do the fossils on their own? That's the real question. No, they've only got 2 out of 3. Let's sell this, and then we'll wait for these guys to do the research, and we can finish that up. The other thing we need to do is put in some guest facilities for when our guests arrive. And I would like to have a small food, drink, and shopping area in this open section here. And I'm kind of thinking, let's put the food and drink here and the shopping over here, because I want to have lots of decoration here too, and I don't just want it to be congested with amenities. So let's put the food about here. And this is going to be donuts or steaks. Now, essentially, there are 4 types of guests, which might influence this choice. You've got your general, your thrill seekers, your environmentalists, and your Richie Richardsons. And basically, you can kind of choose how you want to gear your park. With this being focused on the dinosaurs' welfare, I feel like we're going to be best buds with the environmental ones who care about the dinosaurs' welfare. So I'm going to pick donuts because that appeals to them, whereas the others don't.
So that we can support more science. The result?
And Dr. Dura is talking over me.
Expanded opportunities for the park in both dinosaurs and exhibits.
Perfect, thank you. It's because we finished our first research. So whilst we place that, let's just quickly, before I forget, whack a staff center in here. And I'm going to put this in our staff zone here. I'm going to put angle snap back on because these align nicely. And I might put it over here so it connects. Or no, I'll tell you what, I'll put it here so it's in line with the rest of the buildings and kind of looks more like one unit over here. And we want it on the facility path. There we go. That, you know, it seems like a bigger area now that works. Okay, these guys are going to need power as well. For now though, let's set our dinosaur fossils going. We've got a lot now, so we can see we've got 73%. So this will get us to 100% of the genome. So let's put, let's whack these 2 on, and we'll keep the research one for our research tasks. They can crack on with that while I mean, it's nighttime now, but we can make sure that our donuts shop is set up correctly. Now, again, you have interior modules, just the same as choosing a type of shop that appeals to certain guests. You can tailor that further with modules inside. So I think we're going to have a fish tank, a fossil display, and a fountain, because that appeals to the green demographic that we're going for. And you can change the entire color scheme of this to be whatever you want. I am going to leave it on the standard color scheme because I am not a color guru. And I do like the one that they have, but you can literally pick whatever color for any of them, and then you can set it to be the default colors as well. So every build, you do it on the first one, and then every building you make from then on is in line with that color scheme. I'm quite happy with this one, but let me know in the future if you want me to do a different color scheme for another series. For now though, let's try and make this, we want this to be Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World style. We've got a few options here, but yeah, we want Jurassic Park. I want the roof to be concrete with parapet because it looks way nicer. Just put some plants out. And then this doesn't need to be large anyway. Let's have a small Jurassic Park entrance, and I want it to be left angled because I'm going to put another shop next to it, and it's going to be a little area that we have. And then I'm quite happy with the thatch roof. You've got loads of options here of different things you can have, but I'm quite happy with the thatch one. And then I want to have a few more plants, I think, out the front. Let's have large planters and trees, or we could have, is there lights? Ooh, we've got lanterns. They look quite cool. We have so many options. I tell you what, we're going to go with lights and planters, and then the sign we want to be donuts. That's what we're going for, and I love it because the sign changes the internals so they match whatever the shop is, which is very cool. Right, donuts. I'm just going to call it donuts. We're only going to have one donut store so far. It's not got power, which is why everything's dark. So let's add in a backup power generator over here that we can always delete in the future. But for now, it's just going to give us the power that we need. And then let's add in a drink shop right next to this one. And you can see it's kind of made one area together. I'm going to configure this. We want this to be ginger beer, so it appeals to our green guests. We're going to add in the same interior modules. And as far as the building style, we want it to be Jurassic Park, concrete with parapet. And then we're going to go for the small entrance, and I'm going to right angle it so that it looks like a little area there, which I like. It looks like they're connected. We've got thatch one, and we're going to have lights and planters too. And then this one, it was non-alcoholic beer, wasn't it? Which is such an odd choice of drink for the first drink in a park, but we'll go for that. Some ginger beer. There we go. Now we are going to add shops in here as well, but I think our fossils are finished now. Let's have a quick look at that. Yes, they've done them, which means if we go into our hatchery, we can synthesize our first dinosaurs because the Dilophosaurus are now at 100%, which means we're less likely to get egg failures, I believe. And it's just going to be easier, basically. It's going to be more cost effective because if you get egg failures, then you're obviously paying money for dinosaurs you then can't make. And we've already got some negative traits, which I don't know if we're going to want. Now, the only thing is, what's slightly disappointing is the Dilophosaurus don't have the 1993 skins like a number of the other dinosaurs do. So what we're going to do is probably get these to match as best we can the ones here, which is the ones that are in the film. And I'm trying to think which ones these will be. I think that this one is probably the closest, isn't it? Just having a quick look at comparing that skin tone to their backs. But we'll see. We've got the Dilophosaurus 2022. So we're going to use that one and proceed on that basis that I think that's the best one. Other than that, we can't really change much about their genetic code. We have left it so that we can do unlimited traits as well as putting in the negative traits, because I don't really know why there'd be a limit. It's kind of the whole point of Jurassic Park is that they go too far. So we're going to have that option available to us. The only thing I think I might want to do is increase the lifespan, and that is going to make them more expensive. But obviously, we're going to have to make fewer of them, and synthesizing them is the cheaper cost you pay. Actually hatching the eggs and everything is much more expensive. So I'd rather they be alive for longer, and we don't have to worry about them as much. The only thing I'm scared about is there's a 75% chance of them being intelligent, and I don't know whether I want that or not. Sickly I can put up with. It's a bit annoying, but that's all it is. But intelligence a bit scary. So let's give them long-lived, and they've got They've got a chance to be social and fit as well. So we'll save and exit this. We don't currently have the skill, apparently, in our team of scientists. So we might need to rectify that. And it's because there's no one really who's good at genetics. So we can continue our research into scientists. And I think it's in infrastructure. Yeah, maybe we should just research this. This allows us to do staff training. So I'm going to do this first. Let's whack all of them on here. And get that going, and then that will let us improve our scientists like base stats, basically, rather than hire someone new just to get 1 point of genetics improvement. Let's just do that, and while we're doing that, we can put in our shopping. Actually, we've got our small amenity. Let's go for some shopping, and I think I'm going to put this on this side over here, probably about here. And what are we going to sell here? Probably... Ooh, now we're not going to sell action figures because we're looking for the green guest still. So it's between hats and leisure wear. I think we're going to go for leisure wear for this one. And then again, just tier it towards the guest that we want. Now, this is technically making it more expensive to run, which is a bad call generally. But I know we're going to have enough guests come in as soon as we have Dilophosaurus here. So I'm not too worried about the short-term costs of this. Generally, though, you might want to add these modules gradually because each of them incurs a cost that you have to front if you've not got the building maxed out and you're not attracting the number of guests that they're bringing in. So, right, we're going to go for the Jurassic Park style, concrete with parapet. Let's go for let's have a medium Jurassic Park entrance. Because, you know, that's near the entry. It's near the start of the whole park. And then we're going to go for Jurassic Park Thatch 1 to keep it in theme. And yeah, sure. Oh, not Jurassic World banners, actually. Maybe we don't want that. Let's go for large planters and trees. And formal wear, no. We want leisure wear. Look at the difference in that. Who's buying formal wear at a dinosaur park? Well, you're going to get a suit. Like, I don't understand. Well, anyway, that is what it is. That's in there, and we finished the training. Now, crucially, our scientists are a bit worn out. So if we go to scientists, we can see they're all complaining. What I'm going to do is just rest all of them, which costs a little bit of money, but it will reset them and make them happy to be working again. Because if we do it too much, we're going to burn them out, and then they're going to quit. Or they're going to blow up the park or something. I don't know. We do also need to make this like a bit nicer. So while we do that, let's add a little bit of water here. And then put some plants in too. Because I like doing this. It makes it makes the whole place feel much more alive when you add in foliage around here like this. I don't want too many trees around the helicopter because I feel like that would be somewhat of a hazard. But I do like just expanding it because otherwise it feels very like the border of our map is quite artificial almost. I want to get some more big trees if I can. If I can't, you can place them in manually because it's not really giving me them. So what I'm going to do is just put one big tree. If you go to decorations, you can see there's large trees. I want to put one of these in somewhere. I might put it, let's put it here just to kind of make it look a bit more, there you go, like that. I much prefer that. And then I also want to delete the trees that are in the water. It really annoys me when it does that. I don't know why. I don't know why they put them in. Like, why would palm trees grow in the middle of a lake? Oh, come on. Maybe we can put some more of these and they'll go up. Yeah. Let's mix the plants up because it's both of these that we have here. That looks much better. I'm much more happy with that. But just look what that adds when you come in. You see that. It's so much better. And we can even put like an entrance decoration. Have we got it's here, isn't it? This one. Yeah, look, Jurassic Park. Perfect. Let's add this right here. And guests can see that when they come in. Boom, Jurassic Park. That's where you are, in case you forgot on the helicopter ride in. You're now here. I can see we've also got our backup power generators. Now, I'm going to keep the backup generators because they are backup power, which we definitely want. But I do want to get a primary power source because they're very expensive. And you can see, basically, they're going to run out of fuel. They've got 40 now. If you resupply them, it's quite pricey. Quite pricey to get another 50 for 77 grand. So we don't want to use that as our long-term energy strategy, but it's absolutely fine. If you have like a massive storm and your power network goes down, you don't want these fences going out. You do very much want some backup power. So it's a good thing we have them and we are going to keep that. We're just going to be a bit careful about how we do it. Another thing we could put in is we could put in a hotel at some point. Ah, no, we unlock these. These are technically put in the research, but if you release a dinosaur, you automatically unlock these things. So I'm going to leave it for now because we can't actually put them in yet. I'm going to add a gate, though, for our ranger teams because they need to be able to access this place. Let's put the gate here, where that path is. Okay, and now our staff are rested up. Let's have a look at them and start training them. So this is our generalist. I'm trying to think who I want. We do want someone who's better at genetics at some point, but for now, I'm just going to train this one to be better at genetics and confirm that 50,000. I kind of want these two to stay. This one could be better at genetics as well, actually, because research is kind of normally it can be any of them. So tell you what, let's train them. Add another one to genetics. But after that, I think I'm going to focus on logistics mainly, really. And we could do a bit of welfare, but I think logistics. This one, the expedition one, I want to keep heavily focused on logistics. And you can see they've got limits as well. Like this is as high a genetic skill as they can get anyway. Whereas this one has higher limits. So this is enough regardless for us. And I think I might as well just train their logistics up one. So we've got them. And then they're all trained up to level 2. That's perfect. Right. Now we should have the skills to pay the bills. Let's pay the bills. There we go. 168. And might as well put all of them on. Does it really help? No, I'm not going to put them on because it takes off 2 seconds. So let's start that task. It's not worth exhausting that scientist a bit. And see how quick the synthesis is. It's literally 20 seconds to synthesize them. Growing them will take slightly longer, but much less time than you might expect for hatching an entire dinosaur. Okay, so the batch is just completed. Let's select the eggs we want. So there was a batch size of 8. Unfortunately, we only had 4 viable eggs, which isn't ideal. They've all got something wrong with them. Oh, goodness. We're going to have 4 problem children here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one, exactly the same. And we're going to see what that kicks out. And then we're going to choose our favorites based on all of the dinosaurs we have available. I believe there are 5 Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park, and I'd like to keep those numbers if we can. So we'll have a group size of 5. Okay, the second batch is completed. Let's have a look at them. Oh, only 3 out of 8. My goodness. Okay. Oh, and there's something wrong with all of them. Okay, well, that's not great. At least this one is social. It does give them 20% dominant. Okay. There are a lot of intelligent ones. We may just have to put up with a bit of a troublesome batch. And then they're all long-lived as well, obviously, because that's what we gave them. Okay, so when you can see their traits, ideally, if they've got some other positive traits, I'd like to keep them. So like long-lived, they've all got long-lived, but this one has fit as well, which is good. And I imagine gives them more appeal as a dinosaur. This is good because they're social. I'd rather they were in there because if they're the alpha, then it reduces the needs of the group. But I don't actually think they will be because if one of the others is fit, I think they'll outcompete them. So let's have a look at these again. These are sickly too. I'd rather not have sickly. I think in the spirit of dinosaur welfare as well, we shouldn't breed the ones that are sickly, ideally. Doesn't seem like the right thing to do. So we're going to go for these 2 intelligent ones. And then I think that's 2. And then intelligent. We're going to have 5 intelligent Dilophosaurus. This is a disaster waiting to happen. But sure, let's do it. Let's breed these 3 first because there's at least 3 of them. A bit of a bigger group size to start. And we need these 2 to be on it because we need 3 welfare. So we've definitely got that. See, this is the cost of actually breeding them properly. It's much more. So we're going to do that for 840,000. That'll take just under a minute to do that. So we'll just fast forward time until that's ready. And it looks like the sun's decided to come out, which is great. They're now ready. I tell you what, let's incubate the others as well. Just so we can release them all quite soon after one another. 560. Have another minute. Okay, now we've got all of them for a beautiful sunny day. Let's release them. This is absolutely not going to be what they want, but we need to see what they want when we release them. So let's release the 3 of them first. Okay, well, the skin color is definitely not... Oh, it's not too far off. It's a shame we don't have that original one, unless it is one of the others. I'm sure you can let me know in the comments what the skin color from the original Jurassic Park is. Maybe it's just the like the desert color or something that was there first. But anyway, they're here. Look at them. They look amazing. Now, what they're doing currently is they're trying to understand their territory, which is why they're spreading out. So you can see they're mapping it out right now. And basically, they want to find all of these things in their territory. Now, I'm going to pause the game because they are not going to find any of that stuff. And I don't want to be there when they figure that out. So they need prey first. Let's whack some prey in. And from the feeders, we've either got carnivore feeder, live prey feeder with a chain, or live prey feeder running loose. I think we're going to use the live prey. It's kind of like... It's always a bit of an ethical quandary whenever you put the live animals in, but to be honest, they need to be hunting. This is about the dinosaurs' welfare, and the dinosaurs need to be hunting, so I'm going to put them in. But let me know what you guys think, whether we should just have the meat feeders or the goats. And we can go from there. We can always make changes later. I'm going to put one of these in here and one of these in here, so we've at least got a couple of goats at all times that they can feed with. I don't like that they're not in the same place, so I am just going to move that to be roughly the same position on the other side. I think that's better. And then we need to add in a lot more stuff. They're going to need water. They're going to need forest. We can definitely do that. And they mostly want open space. Let's just put in a little bit of water along here in a central area. Maybe a couple of splashes elsewhere. That they can drink from, and then we can have a little forest over here that kind of surrounds these areas. With both types of forest, sure. Let's sprinkle them in. Okay, let's see what they think of that. Eventually, they're going to find it. They're all going towards that area, and what I'm going to do is release the others as well, so that they can acclimatize too, and they can all be a happy family together. Oh, they're terrifying, aren't they? Their little squeaks are terrifying. There they are. They look much darker in the shade than they do in the sun, which I know is a bit of a redundant statement, but they do. They look way different in the sun. They look cool, though. I like them a lot. And we've unlocked loads of research, it looks like. Now, our backup generators already need fuel. I'm going to put in 50 to both of them. Because ideally, as I said, I want to do power next to make that much better. So you almost ran out of power there. And now I think we should be getting guests coming in. Yes, because we've got dinosaurs. So look, the guests and the staff are all coming in. This has enough fuel in it for now, so we'll leave that as it is. But you can see we're already getting a little flurry of guests coming in, starting to use our facilities. I wonder what it looks like from our viewing facilities. Oh, it looks okay. It looks okay. I mean, they're a bit far away currently, but I guess they're mapping out their territory. And they're doing a decent job. Hey, they found stuff. They found some forest. How much do they want? Oh, maybe they want a bit more forest than that, actually. Let's put a bit more in. I suppose in the film, they are kind of hard to see, which is part of the joke, isn't it? Is how difficult they are to see. I'm not going to put forest right there, because that's where our ranger needs to come in. We can definitely add some more forest like that. I'm tempted to leave. No, I'm not going to have it be too thick by the gates because they're intelligent. I know that they're going to be a bit of a pain, and I want to have some easy access around those gates. So we'll do that for now. One thing we need to urgently sort out now, though, is emergency bunkers because we have dinosaurs here. I'm going to whack one of these. Let's put it in. Where's our ranger team going? They're going to come down from there, so that's okay. Let's put one of the bunkers here. And then that is access for the staff and for people viewing this area. And then we're going to need to whack another bunker in. You can see it's green now in all these areas. We're going to whack another bunker in over here by our guests because they're definitely going to need them. Okay, let's put the bunker there and hope that that can cover this whole area. Yeah, it does it absolutely fine. Okay, perfect. So now we've got one by the entrance and one all the way into the park. It's a bit of a trek to get into the park, but hopefully the guests don't mind too much. We can always put some transport in later, but that is definitely a later job, not a now job. What is a now job is I want to get the power in. So let's research that before I forget. Let's just put cheaper research on it. You know what? Let's whack them on as well and make it quicker. and then they're going to need to rest again after that. You do kind of find that you're constantly managing your scientists in resting them and keeping them around, just so you can get like good utilization out of them before they need to rest again. And look, the Dilophosaurus are finally happy. They're happy with their area, their population. It's only going to get better. They're not cohabiting with any other species. And when they find that other prey feeder, they're going to be even more happy. Are they running after it? Oh, they're running after a goat. Oh my goodness. We're going to witness a hunt right here. Oh my God. Okay. Well, please say you're going to eat it. Okay, it wasn't just for fun. They are actually going to eat them. I think it's probably time we learn a little bit about our Dilophosaurus, isn't it? The Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park were a carnivorous theropod of the early Jurassic period and got their name from the distinctive two crests on their head, meaning double-crested lizard. In Jurassic Park, the dinosaur has a multicolored frill which extends when attacking, typically spitting venom at its prey. However, in real life, paleontologists don't believe it had an extendable frill or the ability to spit poison, as none of its living ancestors or relatives of birds, crocodiles, or dinosaurs possessed these features. Equally, it was likely over twice the length and height of these in-game dinosaurs, but its portrayal as a social animal may have been accurate, as multiple fossils have been found together alongside a trackway of crisscrossing footpaths and the possible use of the crest for display and social signaling. Dilophosaurus lived in what is now Arizona in the Kayenta Formation. At around 20 feet long and weighing in at 400 kilos, it was a medium-sized dinosaur compared to many later theropods, but in the early Jurassic, it was the largest predator on land. For many decades, we believed the Dilophosaurus were a delicate animal that only ate small animals or scavenged the kills of other predators. However, we now believe the Dilophosaurus was a generalist carnivore that would have been more than capable of taking on big game. Equally, it may have been an occasional fish eater, based on the notch at the end of its jaw, its long arms and claws, and its fluvial habitat. And it does seem to have started raining, which I hope isn't an omen for things to come. I could really do with not having a storm as soon as we have the dinosaurs in the park. That wouldn't be the best. I'm really happy about all these stats because we can maybe give them a little bit more water, but I want to make sure they're kind of as much as possible on all of these things. So the fact they've got really good area, maybe I'll give them slightly more water. In order to try and make this park about the animal welfare, I want to make sure that they've got good area to run around. It's not just about the viewing, it's about the dinosaurs like health as well. And yeah, the fact they've got 100% on forest and open space, they've got more food than they need. Maybe we'll just boost that water a little bit, and I think these guys are going to be in a great habitat. There we go, that's looking much better. I'm very happy with that. So here's to hoping that this rain doesn't turn into a storm, eh? I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one.